Coming in from the telecom space, the government has made it mandatory for all mobile phone makers to install GPS chips in handsets that are sold starting the 1st of January 2018. What's more, it's also mandated that all mobile handsets sold after the 1st of January 2017 come equipped with a panic button, a key that if held down will initiate a call to an emergency number. What is this now going to mean for handset manufacturers? Let's get in reactions now. We're joined by Atul Jain, the CEO of LeEco, India's smart electronics business. Mr. Jain, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. This is a government notification that's been put out by the ministry today. The first phase, which is the panic button installation, goes online, or you're mandated to put that into your phones from the 1st of January 2017, and GPS-enabled phones will be mandatory from 2018. What is it going to mean now for companies like yours?
Thank you, Shireen. I think this is a very good move from the government side. This will not only help spread the digital revolution to all corners of the country, but it will also help all the mass populations and citizens to benefit. It will bring in a lot more security to all the citizens of our country, and all manufacturers will now have to gear up. Those who are not into GPS-enabled phones will have to make quick plans to get into that. At LeEco, we anyway have all our phones which are GPS enabled. But in future, this will be a very good thing.
You're already GPS enabled, but what would you think the implications will be as far as the industry is concerned in terms of perhaps fresh investments? We were speaking with Jain India. They also said that compliance should not be an issue. But what would you imagine would be the pain points as we move towards these two crucial dates?
One thing is that GPS enablement means that phones will have to become smart, and the phones which do not have the smart capability will have to now upgrade themselves, because GPS can only come in those.
So what happens then to the budget phone market in that sense, the cheap phone market?
So the cheap phone market, Shireen, will continue to thrive, because India needs those phones for the masses that are there. However, the manufacturers will have to ensure that the price points for GPS phones with phone GPS enablement is still come within a particular level. So I think it will put a lot more pressure on manufacturers to ensure that they bring in this facility.
That's exactly. Yeah, that's the point that I was getting at. Sanjeev also joins us now from Huawei, India. Sanjeev, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. We were just talking about what this will mean as far as manufacturers are concerned from a margin point of view, because you will now have to provide a panic button facility as well as GPS on all phones starting 2017 and then 2018. What is it going to mean eventually for margins for companies like yours?
Well, we welcome this move by the Government of India, and we are definitely committed to provide full support to complete safety. In fact, all our smartphones today are with inbuilt GPS systems. And if you really look at it, there are at least 100 plus 120 million odd smartphones that are being sold every year. And that means it's the most common gadget among all of us, and therefore safety is absolutely important. And we think having inbuilt GPS is mandatory, and in fact, last year we were among the first to have the SOS feature as well.
Okay, all right. So you already provide all of these features on your phones?
Yeah, so we have this SOS feature in our smartphones to ensure women's safety already.
All right. What is it going to mean now in terms of affordability? Do you believe that we're going to see more expensive, cheap phones on account of this move?
Yeah, with regard to electronics, the larger the scale, the cost comes down. So if it's mandatory, that means hundreds of millions of phones are going to have this feature, and therefore, with scale of volume, I think there should not be a big price impact.
All right, you don't expect a big price impact. Sanjeev and Mr. Jain, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18 on the government notification that's been issued today.